Alright, so we're just gonna get into this now, just making sure things were working. Um, so, alright, I was just making sure things were working, but we do have two tornado warnings right now, and flash flood warning, and some special marine warnings. Um, as Tropical Depression 17 makes its way towards Louisiana area, um, and yeah, we're getting uh, some decent storms and tornado warnings, and possibly even some tornadoes. We've had um, things that look like we could have had some tornadoes. Here's one. We have a tornado vortex signature of 6. That's a pretty significant one. Um, so yeah, trying to get Will Y here to help out with some coverage. So yeah. So we have a tornado vortex signature of a 6, here in Louisiana. So yeah, we're gonna put a track on this actually. So the tornado, if we actually go, we're gonna try to get radar scope working. Radar scope usually hasn't been working, for this. To see if this works, but we do have several tornado warnings, in effect, and here's, Will now. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Alright. And drop to a 4. Okay. Tornado vortex signature drop to a 4. Or 5. This tornadic storm is gonna be in Waynesboro in about 49 minutes, and Shibuya in about 67. And this morning, there we go. Yep, tornado vortex signature on this, and actually we'll zoom in. Decent copy. Not as strong as it once was. So, yeah. If you have any information, Will, feel free to say anything.
Yeah. So it looks like right now there are 2 tornado warnings and 1 flash flood warning.
Yeah.
For these storms, all in Mississippi.
Yep. I'm gonna pull up the National Hurricane Center forecast, because this is all in connection to Tropical Depression 17 in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, and it looks like disturbance storm near the Azores now has a high chance of development.
Yep, that one too. Alright. Wind's still at 35 miles per hour. We'll be getting a new advisory in about 30 minutes from this thing. Winds are 35 miles per hour. It's gonna make landfall probably tonight, early tomorrow morning, somewhere along the Louisiana coast. So all of this weather we're getting today, these tornado warnings, and possible tornadoes, all connection to this tropical system.
Yeah, and the official track does show it briefly becoming a tropical storm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wind won't be an issue with this.
Yeah.
But heavy rain will definitely be an issue with this. And heavy rain has already been an issue.
Yeah. So, take a look at actually the storm total so far for rainfall here. Total rainfall. Storm total. Yeah, in the flash flood warning, we've seen over 5 inches of rain so far today. That's what radar's indicating.
Wow.
Yeah, and towards Mobile, where they've been getting crushed today with several storms and tornado warnings, but gotten up to about 3.5 inches. Take a look at how much rain's fallen in the last hour. Just to the south of the tornado, towards Beaumont, Louisiana, we've had about 3 inches, or not 3 inches, 2.5 inches in the last hour. Yeah, and there it is. Signature here now. And there. So let's check here. Take this track off here. Alrighty. TVS dropped to a 5. We still do actually have a tornado watch in this area as well. And the tornado warning has been shrunken down in size, but still a tornado warning. Radar indicated a tornado, and this one to the south does not look as impressive as it once did. This is the one we're mainly concerned about right now because it has the TVS tornado vortex signature at a 5, which is pretty significant. It goes until 4:45 Eastern time, and it's moving to the north at about 29 miles per hour. So we'll draw that out here to the north at about 29. So Gilberton's about 70 minutes, so it's not a whole lot of major population in this, which is why the radar or the track doesn't pick up a large population. But we do have this tornado watch here that goes in effect until when this is until about 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time, so another half hour on this watch. Couple supercells possible. So yeah, we have a new tornado warning actually for that cell just to the south that of this storm. So put a track on this. It's actually gonna probably cross paths with this one here. So, actually, let's go to this. Vortex 4. New tornado warning here. So let's check the information on this tornado warning. Radar indicated it's in effect. This is a new storm with increasing rotation. So it's not for this cell here. I think it's for this cell down here. So basically near the Leakesville area, right on the Mississippi-Alabama state line is where we have to be concerned. Actually, a new special weather statement for Mobile for this cell. Wind gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour. It's moving to the north at about 30 miles per hour, and with some weak rotation as well. So several alerts right now. We have tornado watches and warnings in effect, and some strong couplets. So
yeah, so it looks like there are multiple storm cells coming off of the ocean.
Yep, gonna have to watch
the
that.
North of Alabama and Mississippi.
Yeah. Watch this actually. Control T. This is interesting. I kind of want to watch that real quick. This area. And probably just some side lobe, but I'm gonna watch that carefully. Yeah, might be just side lobe contamination, bad data, but certainly looks like this area of rotation here might be on the strengthening side instead of weakening. So yeah, and this storm to the north, this tornado warning, by the way, is for this cell down here. It's not for this part up here. Then this one over here has definitely got some rotation with it, although it's a bit broader now. It's not as strong as it once was. Collision coefficient. Yeah. Nothing on the ground. That's good. We also have a mesoscale discussion here for potential tornado watch, or is it think it's for the tornado watch that's there right now. We're watching for the potential of a new tornado watch possible. And here's actually the track of this tropical depression here, spinning the Gulf of Mexico, and it's moving basically north. It's going to be making landfall sometime tonight. Yeah, watch this carefully. Also, even if there's no tornado with this, you're still going to have the potential for some a powerful wind gust, possibly upwards of 60 miles per hour is possible. Some of the winds. Or the mobile radar, right? Yep, mobile radar. Ton of rain to the north, as well as in the area where we do have these tornado warnings. We're going to put this back onto the reflectivity mode. Yeah, this thing's developing a hook. W. Reflectivity. Yeah, this thing's trying to get that hook echo. I'm gonna put the radar into the radar into motion right now, so you can see which direction all these cells are moving. Basically, moving right off the Gulf. So you can see we've had several tornado warnings. So several in Alabama from some different storms, and actually it looked to be a pretty significant storm in Alabama that could have produced a tornado, actually, and it had a TVS of about a 7, which is very significant. So this is not real time. This is looking back from a cell about an hour ago or so, and it had a TVS tornado vortex signature at a 5, then at a 7, which is pretty significant, and it was radar indicated, so didn't look like we actually had something on the ground. But just gonna look back at this. Oops. Yeah, it had a strong couplet there, so probably something briefly may have touched down. Oops. So yeah, again, several warnings right now, including flash flood warnings for Hattiesburg. Ton of rain's been falling today, so how much longer on these warnings? I think we got. This goes until 4:45, I believe this goes until 4:45. Until 3:45 local time, so about 10 more minutes on this tornado warning here. This warning's got until 4:15 Central Daylight Time, so this one's for a while now. And we're gonna be watching this. These tropical tornadoes, tornado warnings usually are very brief and weak, but we saw last weekend that they can always be pretty powerful. And Lakeland, Florida, I believe it was, and actually this vortex is actually kind of gone. So, gonna bring this back on over WSV3. Put this on the velocity scan, and yeah, I'm not seeing a strong couplet right now. So I can try to get radar scope on here. So I'm going to put a track on this, actually. It's moving to the north at about 34 miles per hour, so this is a bit faster, moving a bit faster. Oops. 5, yeah. Waynesboro. in about 58 minutes. And it looks like these two storms are probably going to cross. These two tornado warned storms are actually going to probably cross and maybe even merge. And I've seen this before, and it actually may enhance the tornado threat before. When you have two cells combining, one moving different directions, this could actually enhance the tornado threat. So we'll watch that carefully. To the north at about 34 as well. So these things are picking up some steam. Let's move to the northeast. We're gonna cut that track out. Put a track on this leading edge here, so you can get an idea of where it is heading. Again, Waynesboro's in the path of this. And then this may actually end up getting into, this is in Mississippi right now, and it may end up crossing into Alabama, so additional tornado warnings might be needed in Alabama. And we do have this tornado watch that includes Biloxi, Mobile, Jackson, Alabama is and down into the Thomasville, Alabama area. This does not include Demopolis, and it's way south of Birmingham. Does not include Birmingham. Don't expect it to actually. It may get extended more north as the night goes on. I don't expect significant severe weather in North Mississippi and Alabama. It's mainly going to be confined to the southern parts of these states, as well even into Louisiana, where we do have that threat of that tropical system making landfall. Still radar indicated, so we don't have anything confirmed. So yeah, radar scope open. Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm not seeing a big radar or couplet anymore with this tornado warning in Mississippi, in southern Mississippi, just south of that other one, which is good news. Means this tornado threat with this storm is actually, for the time being, going away. We still have a decent couplet. I wouldn't call it strong. It's very broad rotation with this other tornado warning. I do think they'll allow this one to expire for at least a time. May get reissued, but probably won't get reissued. So yeah, this is basically just becoming a thunderstorm now, weakening rotation, which is good. I mean, we do also have to watch all these other storms, these other cells within two panels. Oops. Send a double panel mode and go to velocity data. Again, weakening couplets on both these tornadic storms. So yeah, I think for the time actually I think we're pretty good with warnings. I don't think we're gonna get any new warnings for a little bit. Look at all these cells. It's probably just a side lobe. So we'll go back. We'll go to this radar set out in Louisiana. Get some more data there. Anywhere. Yeah. Not seeing anything big right now, so which is very good news. Tornado threat looks to be weakening. And I do expect the tornado threat to actually maybe wind down decently as we go throughout the next few hours. Gulf. These are inland from the Gulf Coast. Mississippi Gulf Coast. You're under Mississippi Gulf Coast is under a tornado watch right now. but these are far inland. They're north of Mobile, towards the Leakesville area, and just south of Waynesboro is where these two tornadic storms are. But we do have other cells coming in off the Gulf that these could spin up some quick tornadoes soon. So these cells, all these cells bear watching. With all these cells from tropical systems, they always have the potential to produce some quick spin up tornadoes. Also, just take a look at some of the information on this flash flood warning. It goes until 5 p.m. local time. Up to 2-3 inches of rain has fallen, especially across southeastern Lamar County. Flash flooding is expected to begin shortly. Additional rain amounts of 2 to 3 inches possible in the warned area. Turn around, don't drown.
We need to watch a storm cell just to the west of Mobile.
Yep.
It looks like it's starting to produce a hook. So on radar, roll out, like zoom out. Go to the storm cell, like yeah, that one right there.
Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna actually.
We need to watch that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on radar scope to get a better understanding of what's going on. So yeah. Nothing looks to be big right now, but it is starting to, get that little shape to it. Basically, all these storms are producing this today, which is actually, yeah, it does. It's broad right now, but there is something that bears watching. It's very broad rotation right now, but it does bear watching. Again, I think these two tornado warnings will be allowed to expire. I'm not seeing any big threats with these right now. And that's what happens with all these tropical tornado warnings. They put them for a long period of time because they have the potential to go for that time. But then they usually weaken rapidly. And actually, McLean, Mississippi, I'm watching some weak rotation, very broad. On to that one there. So, another one down here. Some towns. Yeah. There's a bunch. Basically, most of these storms have some rotating updrafts with them. Probably most of them will not produce tornadoes, but it certainly bears watching that we could have some potentially dangerous storms today. And yep, starting to get a little bit of a broader circulation here. Radar. These ones just coming in off the Gulf. I'm bear watching as well. So yeah. Put this in the clean mode. Yeah, these are definitely weakening, and actually, I think this tornado warning is expiring now. Yep, there it goes, and we now have only one tornado warning. It's probably going to be allowed to expire. I'm not seeing any rotation with that storm there. Gonna watch this one northwest of Mobile, but other than that, and also this one here. So there's a couple cells that do have my attention. Actually, this one actually is decent. This one southeast of Wiggins in Mississippi, right? Yeah, Mississippi. Right there. And yeah, we're getting decent work on that. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this guy. Yeah, I think this one's gonna go warm soon in Mississippi. Wow, there's a ton of cells actually coming off now that are actually starting to rotate. Yeah. I have a feeling some of these other cells starting to rotate are going to go warm soon. Just in east of Wiggins, Mississippi. It does have this broad circulation here, a little bit of a hook. Gotta go to that one to the north of Mobile. Oh, getting obscured right now. Not getting a bad look at this. Oops. So, yeah, this guy's got a decent circulation here. Gonna watch that carefully. Again, I think this morning is gonna be a lot of expire. They just shrunk it down. But I think this one's gonna go away soon because I don't see any sign of rotation. Even on the high res radars, I'm not seeing any rotation. This is just winds, both outbound winds. So I'm gonna any different radar sites to use. Get some better looks. I don't think this is the best one we're gonna get. No, oops. We can do that.
Justin.
Yeah.
Tropical storm I don't know how to say it. Pablo is formed.
Is that in the Atlantic or is this the one in the Gulf?
Yeah.
Atlantic? Alright.
Atlantic, yeah.
Alrighty, now we have a new tropical storm.
Oh, and Olga too.
Yep, and we have Olga in the Gulf of Mexico, so now we now have a tropical storm in the Gulf of Mexico. They're not going to issue tropical storm warnings because this is going to be such a fast event, and the winds are only at 40 miles per hour, so the Hurricane Center said that they're not going to issue any tropical alerts. They're just going to leave it up to the weather services. Since Olga is expected to merge with a cold front and become post-tropical by tonight, hazards related to wind, rainfall, and coastal flooding will be covered by products issued by local National Weather Service forecast offices. Weather.gov. So, yep, and we do have the threat of some tropical storm force winds, actually. So, let's take a look at that. Yeah, we do have about a 40-50% chance along a little spot of the Louisiana coast of tropical storm force winds. No probability of 50 knot or greater winds, as well as hurricane force winds. Yeah. And we're actually going to check out this other tropical storm out in the Atlantic. So we now have two tropical storms. Tropical Storm Pablo in the Atlantic and Tropical Storm Olga in the Gulf. So we'll take a look at this.
So, we have one person in the chat that says that they're from the UK.
Yep.
The remnants of Pablo could hit the UK with some rain showers, maybe some thunderstorms.
Yeah. 45 miles per hour. It's not expected to become anything significant. It's only expected to become a tropical storm and sustain that movement, but still tropical storms can be pretty bad. And the wind field's actually going to be quite large, it looks like. Much larger than what Olga is. So go back, see if we have any new tornado warnings. Nope, we do not. Still watching this one here, south. Actually now to the east of Wiggins, heading towards the Bendale area in Mississippi. And this tornado warning obviously is going to expire. They're just letting it go in case something happens and decides to re-strengthen. But again, a ton of cells coming in off the water, so we're going to be watching all of those very, very carefully. Oh, yeah. Again, still radar indicated tornado. Think it's gonna. This is obviously gonna expire. I keep saying this, but there's no because there is not any rotation with this. And we got a couple of other cells here. This is all from now what is Tropical Storm Olga in the Gulf of Mexico. Gonna make landfall sometime tonight or early tomorrow morning in the Louisiana coastline. That. So yeah, let's go over to here. So we do have this tornado watch here until about 4 o'clock. I think we actually have only 9 minutes left with this tornado watch, and then we'll see what they do after they let it expire or if they keep it or extend the length of it. I have a feeling they may extend it mainly for areas along the coastline. I think inland areas they might shrink it down, but I don't know. They could keep it in effect or enlarge it actually. But yeah, we still will have that tornado threat even if you're not in a watch. We have a slight risk. Actually, I'll try to pull it up here. We have a slight risk of severe weather today and a heightened tornado threat. So mostly the slight risk is covered under that tornado watch. But there's parts that are not. Let's see if we can get that up. Storm. Oops. Right there. There we go. Haven't done anything with the watch yet today, but we'll see what they do in about 7 minutes now. Yeah, it's all tropical related.
Okay, I gotta go, Justin.
Alright.
Alright, goodbye.
Bye. Alright, so we're gonna watch this until 5 o'clock, see what they do with some of these warnings and stuff. And also see if what they do with this tornado watch that's in effect. So we'll be in here, I'm going to be on until 5 o'clock, just to see what they do with this watch. If they extend it, let it expire, and yeah, I don't think we're going to get any more warnings for a little bit of time. So I think yeah, basically all these signs that some cells showed of rotation are weakening now. Basically just going to be some wind with these storms. So, yeah. Again, this thing is not rotating at all. Well, it probably is up at cloud level, but I don't really think it's going to produce anything. So, yeah. So, yeah. That's where we're at right now. Cells. There's some rotating. That's right. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. And actually, this area with the flash flood warnings for Hattiesburg, you're actually about to get some more rain. Unfortunately, that's gonna worsen that flood situation. So we have this new line starting to develop. It's gonna move into areas under this flash flood warning, which is going to, as I said, worsen this flash flood threat. Got a bit of a break, and more rain's coming in right now. So prepare for some more rain. And also, I think we're going to see a lot more flash flood warnings tonight. We do have a slight risk of flash flooding, a slight risk of severe weather, with, again, that tornado threat going through tonight. So, again, the main focus areas have been southwestern, what's it called? Alabama, and southeastern Mississippi. That's been our main areas of interest today, as well, even into Louisiana. Has been interesting, not really tornadic. So yeah, I think all these this tornado warnings can expire. think all these are gonna actually expire as well. Or these are not really showing significant signs of rotating. They look like they are, but that's just because we're far away from the radar. If you go to the one closer, you could see not a whole lot of rotation with these cells over here as we get closer to the radar. We'll go back to the one in Mobile and see one last look at this radar and see what's going on. So, yeah, I think the tornado threat has diminishing for the time being. Actually, I just want to take one look at this. Yeah, I think the tornado threat is diminishing for the time. So I'm gonna go sign off for now, and if any new warnings are issued, I will keep you guys covered, and stay safe out there.